Chapter 19. The Violent Winds. The howling winds of the trial chamber roared like a storm, battering Yunhai as she stood in the center of a dense emerald battlefield. Towering trees loomed over her, their gnarled branches twisting like skeletal fingers, and among them stood an army, tree folk knights, their bark-covered bodies creaking with every movement, and human-sized fairies with razor-sharp wings and eyes filled with malice. She tightened her grip on her mace, her shield raised.
Here we go.
The first wave came in an instant. A dozen fairies zipped through the air, their bladed wings slicing toward her. Yunhai barely had time to react as she raised her shield, deflecting their strikes, before countering with a brutal swing of her mace. Crack! The weapon connected with one, shattering it into a burst of glowing dust. But there was no time to celebrate. The tree folk knights charged, their massive swords swinging down like falling trees. Yunhai rolled to the side, barely avoiding being crushed as she countered with a devastating upward strike, splintering one of the wooden warriors. She fought relentlessly, her movements sharp, precise. Her shield blocked, her mace crushed, and her breath was steady despite the endless onslaught. But the enemies did not relent. They surrounded her, closing in from all sides. She let out a battle cry, spinning her mace in a wide arc. Boom! The impact sent several fairies flying, but more replaced them almost instantly.
Damn it, there's too many.
Her body was growing heavier. The exhaustion was creeping in. Yet she refused to fall. With gritted teeth, she braced herself for another strike, lifting her mace high. But just as she prepared to swing, shh! Her body froze. Pain erupted through her chest. She gasped. The strength in her arms faded as her mace slipped from her grasp. Slowly, she looked down. A massive sword was embedded in her torso, its steel glistening with fresh crimson. Blood poured from the wound, dripping onto the ground below. Her breathing became ragged, her vision blurred.
No. How?
With trembling hands, she turned her gaze upward and met her own eyes. Standing before her was herself. An exact duplicate, cold, expressionless, holding the sword that had just run her through. Yunhai's mind spiraled into chaos.
Why?
Her knees buckled, and she collapsed to the ground. She felt weak, powerless. A wave of sorrow washed over her, hotter than the pain in her chest. She wanted to scream. She wanted to fight. But her body wouldn't respond. Her vision darkened.
Is this it?
Her heartbeat slowed. Tears welled in her eyes.
I don't want to die.
Then, something snapped. A surge of power, unlike anything she had ever felt, erupted from within her. Her dying breath turned into a silent roar. Her pain faded. Her sorrow vanished. And in its place, transcendence. A blinding light engulfed the battlefield. The wind stopped. The trees trembled. The fairies and tree folk knights froze in terror. Yunhai's body lifted into the air, her wounds sealing instantly. Her form changed, her flesh becoming something beyond human, a cosmic entity, ethereal, divine. Her eyes glowed with an unnatural pink hue. Golden wings of celestial energy unfurled from her back, radiating pure, unfiltered power. The air around her crackled as reality itself bent under her will. She raised her hand, and with a single motion, everything ceased to exist. The battlefield, the enemies, the pain, the fear, all of it, gone, erased. Nothing remained but silence. Yunhai hovered in the void she had created, her glowing eyes staring into the infinite nothingness. Then, slowly, she lowered her hand, and the world reconstructed itself around her, as if it had never been destroyed in the first place. She landed softly on the ground, her body returning to normal, her golden wings fading into mist. She was left standing alone. But she was different now. Stronger, reborn. And as the winds howled once more, Yunhei clenched her fists, a new resolve burning within her. She had awakened, and the world would never be the same again.